December 18th, 2016. And just a heads up, we have had over 100 earthquakes in the past 24 hours. We're trying to stay on top of the situation, and we've been getting a lot of questions and emails coming in about the coronal hole that is in the sun and now on its way facing the earth, and also this supposed cosmic wave that is heading towards the earth. Now, we're just going to go ahead and get right into some information. Earlier this morning, I was looking at some heliplots, and these are basically seismograms, and they are posted from different parts of the world, basically almost all across the world. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just pan down very, very quickly to the bottom because there are so many of these I can't possibly go through all of them. But what I want to show you is something is affecting the Earth tremendously at this point in time. Almost every single one of these seismographs, these instruments, are going off. Now, these are very, very sensitive instruments. A lot of things can set them off, such as traffic, wind, other conditions of vibration. However, what you're seeing on your screen when you are looking at these heliplots, this is definitely abnormal all over the world. I mean, let's just take a look at, is this Tazewell, Tennessee? Let's just take a look at it. I mean, this is absolutely, completely abnormal. And this is all dated for today, the 18th of December. And as I was going through these, I just noticed that everywhere, all across the globe, it seems that the Earth is shaking internally due to low frequency. I mean, some of these look so abnormal, and some of them are very startling. Like this one is coming from Yellowstone. And when you just take a look at it, well, actually, this one was just updated. So as I pan through these and click on them, they will update. But I was looking through these, and they just look absolutely terrible. Now, for each and every one of these individually, it would be hard for me to say what is actually causing this. But, you know, you can stretch this all the way to different parts of the country. And there are some areas that are not reporting anything at all, just like this one here. And there are several locations in China that are not reporting anything at all. Now, there's a possibility that those instruments are down, but it's very hard to say. Now, getting into some earthquake information that has happened just in the past few hours. 16 minutes ago, another magnitude 4.1 in Alaska. But the bigger earthquake was a 6.4 in Peru, right on the border of Peru and Brazil. And the area where this earthquake occurred is not a very heavily populated area. I'm very familiar with South America, and this area here, it sits right along the border of Peru and Brazil, and it's not a very densely populated area. There's approximately 17,000 people that live in this area. However, the problem is their housing structures are not what we are used to here in the United States. And when there are earthquakes in these regions, they are prone to massive landslides. And again, their living structures are not like ours. They are very susceptible to the shaking and rattling of an earthquake. So we haven't gotten any reports of injuries or destruction, but again, that's a very far off place in Peru, close to Brazil. So we'll just have to wait and listen for additional reports. Now, getting into historical earthquakes in the area, as you can see, they do have some earthquakes in this area along the border of Peru and Brazil. Now, one of the main causes that is creating this earthquake activity across the globe right now is this massive coronal hole in the sun. And we are just on the fringe of facing this coronal hole. So again, over the next several days, the magnitude and frequency of these earthquakes across the globe are probably going to increase. So once again, if you live in an earthquake-prone area, you need to take some caution and at least have a plan to get moving if you do sustain a large earthquake, because the possibilities are definitely there. Now, I've had a few remarks of people saying coronal holes and earthquakes have no assimilation. There's nothing that coronal holes do to cause earthquakes. Well, anyone who says that or tells you that information is absolutely 100% dead on wrong. Okay? If they're telling you that, they are giving you a complete line of bullshit. Okay? In 2010, when the SDO satellites were placed into space, they were starting to gather the information based on these coronal holes and earthquake activity. And as you can clearly see, going backwards in time, September 15th, coronal hole facing the Earth, 8.3 magnitude earthquake, Chile, and it goes on and on. 7.8 in Nepal, 7.9 in Alaska, 8.2 in Chile, 8.3 in Russia, 8.0 Solomon Islands. And this just goes on and on and on. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, don't let anyone tell you that these earthquake patterns that are going on right now are normal, because they are not. They are not normal. Now, the earthquakes are going up and down as far as the count. Now, right now, this is reading 94 earthquakes in the past 24 hours. However, when this last updated, it was up to 103. So I don't know why they are fluctuating this number of 94 earthquakes in the past 24 hours, because just about an hour ago it was up to 103. I don't understand why they are doing that. Now, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration have issued some alerts, watches, and warnings, but they really don't have anything to do with us as human beings. They mostly have things to do with satellite systems that might experience significant charging, resulting in increased risk to satellite systems damage, things of that nature. But I'm going to leave links to all of this information under this video, so you can go ahead and stay on top of these things. You can save these links, you can go back to them, they will update, and you can start paying attention to what's going on over the next several days, because I do believe this is going to last for maybe 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 days. It all depends. Now, what we're looking at here on your screen is a solar wind prediction model. Okay, and if you watch my cursor, right here is the planet Earth. And right now, this is the sun in the middle. Right now, there is a large wave of energy that is coming around. Now, as far as how long that wave of energy is going to take to get close enough to the Earth and literally pass right by the Earth, we're going to go through it. It's probably going to be a couple of days. I don't know exactly how long, possibly the 20th, 21st, 22nd, possibly the 23rd, but there are solar winds that we are going through right now. They are coming towards the Earth, and in the next couple of days, the best thing that I can tell you is please heed all of these warnings. If you do live in earthquake-prone areas, please pay very close attention to what's going on. You're not going to get this information from your local news, and you're not going to get it from national news like CNN and ABC and NBC. Okay, so stay tuned to the Nibiru channel. BP Earthwatch definitely gives out great information on this, and also Dutch Sense. So please stay tuned. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Nibiru channel. It is December 18th, 2016. And just a heads up, we have had over 100 earthquakes in the past 24 hours. We're trying to stay on top of the situation, and we've been getting a lot of questions and emails coming in about the coronal hole that is in the sun and now on its way facing the Earth, and also this supposed cosmic wave that is heading towards the Earth. Now, we're just going to go ahead and get right into some information. Earlier this morning, I was looking at some heliplots, and these are basically seismograms, and they are posted from different parts of the world, basically almost all across the world. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just pan down very, very quickly to the bottom, because there are so many of these I can't possibly go through all of them. But what I want to show you is something is affecting the Earth tremendously at this point in time. Almost every single one of these seismographs, these instruments, are going off. Now, these are very, very sensitive instruments. A lot of things can set them off, such as traffic, wind, other conditions of vibration. However, what you're seeing